Introduction. Content inspiration is everywhere. Ideas can begin as a passing conversation, a collection of travel photos, or even while making posts on social networks. Establishing a focused posture on social networks creates an opportunity to teach. Influencers often dial their content into a narrow subset of topics or fields for their audience. People learn by seeing, hearing, and doing. Produce content that allows your audience to engage in as many ways as possible. Following that instruction, this book aims to be both informative and constructive. It will give you a complete roadmap of challenges to perform along the way so that you will have a portfolio of original content pieces to deploy by the end of the book. Whether your purpose is to entertain or inform, identifying where the content will be distributed helps to determine how it can or should be transmitted to the intended audience in terms of media format. You might even want to take notes along the way to document your particular process or to compare statistical findings over time, which can be a good way to gauge progress. Each chapter includes a dedicated space for brainstorming, but feel free to treat each page like a workbook. Write notes in the margins when thoughts strike. For each lesson, it is critical to consider how best to implement your call to action. The chapters of this book together operate like a hackathon for your branded social media presence and networking efforts. It can seem complex to begin the process if you don't have any experience developing content. This book was born out of thinking about the crossroads of client-focused insights and personal inquisitiveness regarding social media networking. That means these concepts have been applied by existing companies and myself to promote branded messaging in order to increase the number of people that see impressions. Think of content producers that are legitimately trained to manage the process as the talent in an entertainment production. Unfortunately, often marketing personnel are pushed to instead focus on efforts better tasked to salespeople. Yes, establishing yourself in the public eye means you are selling an image that is connected to your position in the market as a result of past accomplishments or current perspective. Adding things up. In my professional work and personal experience, I've spent quite a bit of time thinking about the space that exists between our social profiles and the social networks that host them. This often leads to considering how media translates from one medium to another across platforms. The various formats become a collection of slightly different perspectives, each helping to better express the actual experience or concepts being documented. These views exist digitally adjacent to our memory, each rendition operating cooperatively with the others to refine and clarify our messages. Limitations and strengths that define each social network change how ideas are expressed and how people perceive us or the organization producing them. As we recalibrate our message across the apps on our devices, linking with associates on a number of channels is vital to understand the entire content spectrum. My attitude when publishing words, pictures, audio, or video is different and reflected by the methods I use to publish each media type. Profiles in distant corners of online social spheres can become a testing ground for content. Ideas can be workshopped in one format or another before it is introduced to our primary networks to feature the refined output we have honed iteratively. It can feel more reassuring to reveal and promote in pieces than to quietly perfect behind closed doors for long periods of time before a creation finds its way into the public. This allows for collaborative feedback as engagement encourages particular components or installments. I like to think of editorial, pictorial, audio, and video formats as stages, not only in terms of development, but also presentation. How we engage on any platform is dictated by the native mechanics that are available, so optimizing for them is vital if we want to acquire worthwhile network penetration and engagement. On Twitter, I am words, plus images, and occasionally video. There is definitely a hierarchy. However, on Instagram, I am defined primarily by images with occasional video. The typed words are not fundamental, though perhaps not an afterthought. Listen on to get started. Good luck.